Hello guys and gals, it is the 7th of January 2010 and I just got finished recently viewing Jesse Ventura's recent episode of Conspiracy Theory. This is episode number 6. This happens to deal with mind control and the Manchurian candidate, as this episode was talking about how the CIA is using mind control for stuff like the Oklahoma City bombings and so many different things in this nature. As hypnosis is a very, very powerful tool. It is available to make humans do virtually almost anything without remembering it. I am actually very intrigued by that of hypnosis, and that is one reason why I am a big, monstrous fan of UK's own Darren Brown, not with an A, with an E, the name is down there. Do that search, you will get a lot of cool stuff. And if you haven't seen the episode 6 of Conspiracy Theory, it should be the top one on the related section or somewhere within there. If not, just do a search for Conspiracy Theory episode 6 and it should come up. And a lot of the stuff that they were talking about was just evil, and the CIA using it for like war techniques. And when I look back at using mind control within war, I have to go back to the 1930s and 40s and think of the Nazi regime and Adolf Hitler. That's when Hitler did so many powerful things to make the German soldiers very, very powerful. Therefore, when they went into France, they completely dominated. And a lot of it has to do with how well that Hitler was able to brainwash his soldiers. And we're always in the mode of being brainwashed, whether it's through hypnosis or even when you're watching television. Marketing executives will put a lot of research money and time into brainwashing for their marketing campaign and for the use of profits. And it's used in so many different ways. I myself have tried different ways of brainwashing or mind controlling myself to try to do positive things, and for that matter to also try to make money. I can't say I was all that successful, but I definitely wasn't a failure, because one of the things that I wanted to do was to use this type of ability to strengthen my instinctive abilities. And within 4, 5, 6 months of using different techniques to do it, I noticed it was working very well. So I know mind control works very well, and that's why Adolf Hitler was able to be very successful in moving into France. Now, I think it was a bonehead move for him to move into the Soviet Union and to the into Russia. I mean, the country was just so huge that it was a mistake. And when you've seen the Siberians who were dominating them, it would take a heck of a lot of mind control for them to be able to defeat them, because these Siberians are tough SOBs when it refers to the cold and icy weather. They know how to handle it. The Germans didn't as much. I think that was the reason for their defeat. Nonetheless, he was able to use the mind control abilities. And people would talk about stuff like this hypnosis and mind control and even stuff like spirit channeling to be that of demonic. And I would agree with you that it is, if you use it for negative uses, sort of like the way Hitler used it, or the way that the Conspiracy Theory episode on the CIA is using it. Yes, it can be used as demonic, but I'm a huge believer in the universal laws, one of them being the law of polarity, which is my absolute favorite of the universal laws, which means that everything has to have its exact opposite. Therefore, if you could use stuff like mind control on a negative basis, I am very positive it can be used for good. And that's why I think it's important for us to understand how this hypnotic state, how this mind control actually works, and therefore you can use it to remove fears, which I think is very important. And you could use it to heal yourself, be able to do the stuff that you want to do, but you really have to understand more of it, and you really got to have the want to be able to do it. And I mean, that's one big reason why I'm so obsessed with trying to figure out how it is that Darren Brown does what he does. And so I'm going to end it at that. The final episode of Conspiracy Theory next week has to do with 2012. It's available on the cable channel True TV, TRU TV. I don't get that channel myself, and you don't need to, especially if you're here on the internet. Justin TV may have it next Wednesday night, but check Thursday of next week, which will be the 14th of January. Do a YouTube search for Conspiracy Theory. Search it by date added or by the newest, and you'll get that episode. I'm going to be actually very intrigued to see what they talk about in that episode, and I will most definitely comment on that one later next week. Thank you all for watching, and have yourself a magnificent day. Bye-bye, everyone.